So, having seen theorem about volume and connection between volume and determinants, now one could also extend this to more general setup where we will be apply this to many more general things. For example, I want to, instead of a matrix GLN in a GLNR, non-singular matrix in GLNR, I would like to consider a map F from Rn to Rn. Which is an automorphism. So, an R automorphism or even more general than this. See, automorphism, then you have to fix the origin, but it may not, the map may not fix anything. So, I even want to consider what is called R affine linear maps. That means a translation of a linear map. No, first translation and a linear map. So, for simplicity I will assume automorphism because translation and linear maps, that we know our Lebesgue measure behaves very well. So, when you will make proofs for general case, you will reduce to the automorphism case anyway. So, now x naught, as usual, x naught is a fixed point in Rn and x is a basis of Rn, x1 to xn, R basis. And from this we have this parallelotope q x naught x. This is a parallelotope in Rn, and we have seen the volume of this parallelotope is nothing but, so lambda n of q x naught x, this is nothing but mod of the delta of x1 to xn. And I just want to stress that the proof of this formula, we have used elementary matrices to reduce the problem to essentially n equal to 2. Okay. Now, what do we do? If I apply f to this parallelotope, that means let us call this is q. So, if f is a linear, f is a automorphism from Rn to Rn. So, if I apply f to, if I look at the image of q under f, that is fq, this is subset of Rn, and now I want to prove that we already know q has a volume lambda n q exists. So, this also should have volume, and how to compute that volume. So, then this is the theorem, lambda n of fq is nothing but mod of the determinant of f times lambda n q. Now, you see the other side, it is lambda n q we compute, and determinant of f also you compute independently, because then you know the matrix of f and choose a basis and so on and so on. See, this is what we have done. See, for example, suppose I just to motivate, suppose I take n equal to 1 and linear map, I just take a multiplication by a big number or small number, that means I am shrinking the length, shrinking or enlarging. Then what happens to the volume? This formula tells you what to do. In general, if you are in R2, if you have a subset and you know the volume of that obvious, suppose you know that, and if I shrink the map automorphism of R2 is a shrinking or enlarging, and this is two obvious cases, or maybe I will rotate and shrink, or many other possibilities that will be come under this automorphism. And to compute the volume of the new picture that we get carried by an automorphism, that will be easy to calculate like this. So, again I will not prove this, this is a similar proof like the earlier one. Okay. Okay. Okay, now also one more theorem I want to state, which is very interesting, and that will give us some more concepts. So, remember I mentioned that this volume function lambda n, this is, there are two parts of when one wants to study this. First is the construction part. So, construction is usually done by the assumption that we would like this function to have. For example, translation invariant, cuboid should have volume what, and additive property, countable additive property, and so on. These are must, and then we construct a volume function which is on which assigns some subsets a volume and not all, and then but then the uniqueness, such a volume function is unique or not, that is another question. So, these questions I am not addressing, these questions are typically the first course on measure theory. Okay, but this assuming we have the answers for this, then we can say more. So that is what I want to state a theorem. So, theorem, so I will not state as a theorem, but I will just state as a assertion. So, for every subset A in Rn which has volume, that is lambda n exists, and suppose f was a automorphism, not necessarily f is affine linear from Rn to Rn. I will write here affine affinity. Affinity means bijective affine linear. And what is affine linear? Just 1 minute. That means it is fx looks like a translation first x naught plus f naught x, where this f naught x is now R linear. So, fix and it translates. Now, all points are translated with this x naught, and this f naught is an automorphism what R Rn. So, this is also group. Anyway, if you have, when we have this, and see there are many more in this now, because origin is not fixed, you can always work with more coordinate free approach. Then the question is whether lambda n of f of a, the image of a under f, whether this exists, and if it exists, how does one compute it. So, this always exists, and this equality lambda n of f of a is equal to mod of the determinant of f times lambda n of a. In particular, f is volume preserving if and only if mod of the determinant is 1. Volume preserving means by applying f you do not change the volume of a subset. This is very important property, because when you make a coordinate change and you define this map, and then you do not want volume to be changed. And so these are very important for application. So more than that I will not say. And the next topic actually here should be not only the affine but the projective, but I will not deal in this course with the projective ones. So this I will probably do in the next course, which I will call geometric linear algebra. So with this I would stop the course, and we will see you in the next course. Thank you very much.